welcome back to day 6 in my Holidays in the Garden series. And today we are inside, well, mostly inside, because we are talking about the quintessential holiday plant or flower, and that is poinsettias or poinsettias, however you want to pronounce it. I was at Home Depot the other day and I found a whole bunch of these gorgeous pink ones. Well, they're pink and then they have a white margin on them. And I was looking them up and I think that they're called Superba Marbled. I think they are so beautiful, and so of course I grabbed a whole bunch of them. I am planning to put them, I'm in my living room right now, you can see right behind me, I'm planning to put them in my antique crocks right there. So I also wanted to give you all a couple tips. I've been researching poinsettia care or poinsettia care. I'm gonna go back and forth in my pronunciation because I don't know, but I've been researching some of the tips and some of the care instructions to get them to bloom all holiday season long. What I won't be talking about is holding over poinsettias. You can make them last well past the holiday season. I'm just kind of not really interested in keeping poinsettias longer than the holiday season because they always remind me of Christmas. So whenever I see them and it's not Christmas time, I immediately think about Christmas. So I'm not planning to save these plants. They weren't that expensive. Again, I got them from Home Depot, big box store. So it's just going to be how to keep them blooming during the holiday season. So here's my setup. I have my Christmas tree over there in the corner. I love my Christmas tree. I actually got it from Hobby Lobby. I have a couple people asking me where I got it from. I just really like flocked trees. I think that they're so beautiful. This, of course, is a faux Christmas tree. We have had a couple years where we went and we got the real Christmas trees and they just died before Christmas because I like decorating right after Thanksgiving. So a faux tree is just much better for me. But you can see I've kind of decorated everything. I've hung my snowflakes. I don't even know where I got these. I want to say I got them at Home Depot like 10 years ago or something like that. You guys can see the other ones over here. But I decided to put my crocks right here, my antique crocks. I found these at an antique store here in Sacramento. The ones that I love the most, these are here. These are from Panama Pottery, which is the Sacramento pottery place. It actually went out of business, so you can't get them anymore. But I love them. I love them so much. I think that they're so pretty. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to put my poinsettias in the pots right here. So you can kind of see the size of them, and then you can see the size of my poinsettias. I think these are 8-inch poinsettias. And so for the small crocks, they completely fit. They're fine. That's a good size for them, I think. I will be taking the plastic off. I think that that's a good size. But you can see my big crock, I think it's a 5-gallon. It's a number 5. See right there. If I put a poinsettia in there, that just doesn't look right. That just doesn't look good. So my plan is to actually combine a couple of the 8-inch pot of poinsettias all together in one big pot that will fit in the big 5-gallon crock. I actually got this idea when I was at a local garden center and I saw poinsettias that they had there in different colors. So one pot had a white, red, and pink poinsettia all in one pot. So how did they do that? They just repotted it all together. So I figured, you know what? I have pots, I have soil, I can totally do this. And then I get to buy the cheap ones, the least expensive, smallest ones, and then I can just combine them all together for one big one that will look really, really great. So let's head outside to my greenhouse and let's get going. it. That was so much impact for so little effort, just to repot these 3 poinsettias into the big pot, and now it looks beautiful. And I hope you guys can see the one I have down there. So I am so happy with this. I think I'm going to be doing this every year because, you know, you can always find the really big ones at like Costco or something like that, but they're always red. Sometimes they're white, but they're never pink. They're never the beautiful ones. And I am totally in love with the beautiful poinsettias. So let me give you guys a couple tips that I've looked up on how to keep these poinsettias blooming all season long. So tip number 1 for keeping your poinsettias blooming all season long is starting off with a good plant. When you're at the store purchasing a plant, the most important thing that you need to do is look at the little buds in the center of the flower. So of course it's not a flower, it's the bracts, but you know, we can all look at this and know what I'm talking about when I say flower. So if I come over here and look at these poinsettias, I can look at the buds and I can see that they're nice and tightly closed, and that's how I know that these poinsettias are nice and fresh and they're gonna last a long time for me here inside. Can you guys see that? If I come down here to this guy down here, unfortunately, this one is not fresh. I didn't notice it when I was at the store. Can you see that bud right there? That bud has the pollen sticking out, and that's how you know that these poinsettias aren't very fresh. This one is not going to last anywhere near as long as these guys. Tip number 2 is watering poinsettias properly. What you want to do is every day you want to check the moisture in the soil. To do that, you just reach in, you touch the soil. If it feels dry to the touch, go ahead and take your poinsettia over to your sink, fill it with water until water starts coming out the bottom, and then let it sit there and drain. If it feels moist to the touch when you reach in and touch it, don't water it that day. You don't want to overwater these guys. They can succumb to rot really easily. That's why it's really important that you remove the plastic wrapping underneath, because if you water it and water catches in that plastic wrapping, your poinsettia is going to be sitting in water and it will rot and it won't last for very long. Tip number 3 is giving your poinsettias some time to rest. Did you know that during peak blooming season, poinsettias need 12 hours of darkness to continue blooming? So that means if you have them in a room that you keep brightly lit all day long, they might not be getting enough darkness, and that will actually cause them to fade their blooms sooner than you want them. So if you want your poinsettias to stay blooming all holiday season long, what you can do is you can actually take them and at night put them in a dark room like a laundry room or a closet so they get the 12 hours of darkness that they need to continue blooming. Now, alternatively, during the day, they need bright light. Being close to a south-facing window like I have right over here is really good. If you don't have a south-facing window that's really bright, all you have to do is put them in bright indirect light and they should be happy. Tip number 4 isn't really about keeping your poinsettias blooming. It's more about safety for your animals. Poinsettias are actually mildly toxic to dogs and cats. So if you have an animal that likes to chew on your plants, make sure you keep your poinsettias away from them. If they do ingest them, it can cause drooling, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and itching. Experts agree though, they're not deadly. They're only mildly toxic to animals. So your furry friend is just going to be really unhappy. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. This was such an easy project and I'm so excited to have my whole living room set up for the holidays. My family and I sit here on the couch while we're hanging out or watching TV, so having these gorgeous poinsettias here is really going to be enjoyable for us. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get into your garden today.